Hey guys, this is Stu's back at the bench for in fact the first one for 2019. I hope you all had a great Christmas and New Year. I had a fairly quiet one. The majority of it was working, unfortunately, but that's the hazard of working in retail. Hey ho. Yeah, and I managed to get one project finished, which was, I'll get it. This one here, which is me Whitman Curse Tiger, which I'm very happy with, and judging by your reaction, guys, you are too. I have to say it came out a lot better than I'd hoped. Even my best friend, she was extremely complimentary about it, so thank you, Brit. It's the first one I've done of a Michael Whitman vehicle, and it's not going to be the last. I will possibly do one this year. A standalone, well, it's one of my own builds, because what I've decided I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take part in one group build this year, for which I will do an entry video shortly after I've done this one. I was initially going to do Michael Whitman's Command Tiger, which is the rifle kit, but I have actually decided to do something else instead. And it's in regard to an anniversary at the end of this year. And I'm not really going to get cracking on that until around about sort of July, August, really. And it's dependent on if I'm still living here, because I'm possibly going to be moving this year. We shall see. Let's just say I've sort of been thinking over what I want to do for myself this year, and one of the things I want to do is move out of here. Personal reasons being, but I'm not going to go into detail. At the moment it's just a case of getting the money behind me for an initial move, so we will see. It might be this year, it might be early part of next year, we'll see. But anyway, that aside, I will be continuing with certain projects. I'm going to do a lot more of my own builds this year, and as I say, I'm only going to take part in one group build this year, for which I'm going to do an entry video shortly. Originally this was my last build for 2018, and I did manage to actually finish it before New Year's Eve. And again, very happy with the result on this one. I've got another one I started in 2018, which is nearly at the end of completion, and I'll go into that shortly. But as I say, this one is, I have to say, is my favourite. It's come out a lot better than I'd hoped and envisaged. I mean, the figures on here match very well with the actual Dio scene, because what I was trying to depict is at some point during the Battle of Kursk, and what with the wild grass tufts I've put down, the flowers from Wargamer, which I have to say are awesome. I've started using these from now on in some of my dios, and I think it gives more of a realistic effect, and it sort of gives a sense of the scenery, because this is supposed to be in the middle of sort of July, August 1943, at the height of Kursk. And this is supposed to be Michael Whitman just outside the outskirts of Prokhorovka, during a lull in the fighting, with his Tiger. As you can see, you got Michael there and his gunner Bobby there, and then obviously got a machine gun crew just passing them on the way in, as it were. So yeah, very happy with the kit. I mean, it's the old Cyber Hobby 6530 kit, which is a rarity now. Again, as I say, very happy with the way it came out. The figures were donated to me by Rick Connell, with a Dragon box set of a crew from 43-44. And this was the old Venerable machine gun crew set from Tamiya. So yeah, very happy indeed. So that is one build completed and out the way, and sits proudly in my cabinet. So there you go. next thing I should go through quickly is just some of the acquisitions I managed to get in. A lot of my stash I've actually sold off, because obviously I'm preparing for as and when I move. But yeah, this is basically what I managed to get in. This is a project I'm possibly going to do this year. It's the Hasegawa 1/200th shuttle orbiter with boosters. That's what it looks like on the side when it's built. You do have the option of having the cargo bay open, but then again you're not going to be able to shut it with the arm hook down, so I might just leave that as it is and just have it standing on its rocket and boosters on a sort of a launch pad. It's not a bad size, so it's not too big, but it's big enough to sit on my shelf up here once it's built. So that's going to be a possible build for this year. Another kit I got in, which is going to go alongside my Phantom FG1 as and when I get around to doing Art Rolls Air Group, is this one. It's the old Trumpy British Gun AS Mark 1.4. I am going to get an aftermarket set in to detail the cockpit, and I've got the markings for a COD aircraft. Now the only thing I've got to sort out some auxiliary tanks which go on the COD aircraft, so I'm going to have to look up on eBay, if anybody knows of a link where I can get them for a COD aircraft, just leave a note in the notes column or a link. I'll be very appreciative. And I've got an old one which I've built before and I've got it in again, which is the old Walker Bulldog. Not a bad little kit, built into a superb little Tamiya kit, although I'm going to have to fill the bottom in because this was brought out when they used to have the old motor in it. So there you go. And then I've got the Eamha Mark A Whippet. That might be a project for this year, possibly. Particularly with the weathering, looks nice. It's not a bad little kit. It doesn't stand up to standard of Mengs, but still not bad for its time. And this one, this is the Panther G early version with the side skirts. Might be a build for this year or possibly next year. I don't know. We'll see. And this one, well, I have to say, I did do a video on this, was kindly donated to me by Mr. Steve Mottram, bless him, and I was just absolutely gobsmacked when I opened the package. So Steve, thank you very much again, mate, and much appreciated. What I got in, which was an old classic 1/72nd, although 148 was a bit big, so I thought I'd go with this one, is the English Electric Lightning F2A. I'll possibly do it in the silver scheme, but more than likely it's going to be in the late one for 73, because I fancy doing a Cold War bird or something. And this is possibly one of two projects I'm going to build at the same time. F-15C Eagle. From Hobby Boss in 1/72nd, and then I've got the F-15E Eagle also from Hobby Boss. I've had a look, yeah, not bad. Looks like a quick build for both. And what I'm going to possibly do is do these two as Lakenheath birds. This one's already got the markings in this one, as you can see with the LN on the top, and then this one I've got some aftermarket decals for it on the C version, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So these may be possibly builds for this year, and I might do them side by side. I'm going to get some aftermarket for the cockpit, which I think needs upgrading. And then I got in shortly before, well, it's around about November, was this one, because I've got the Night Fighter version, and this is the Day Fighter version, which is the ME262A1B from Hobby Boss again, about in 1/48 scale. Iconic fighter, and it will go nicely alongside the Night Fighter version I've got. I got myself this one. I know some people will say, "Ooh, what did you get Zvezda for?" Well, yeah, it's not a great looking kit, I will admit, but it was cheap, and I will get some aftermarket tracks, possibly look at getting some Etch Brass upgrade gear, and and then take it from there. I mean, even maybe get an aftermarket barrel. But this is for a build at some time in the future when I might do a Berlin one. We'll see. And then finally, I've got another Zvezda one, which is the Gaz. This is the 6-wheeler AAA 3-axle. Don't look a bad little kit, actually, considering it's a Zvezda kit. I might put that with a possible future project. We will see. And that's all me purchases I got for this month. Now, in terms of projects, well, I've got one that is near completion, and I've done the diorama base for it, and here it is. It is the base for the 6-pounder British Army anti-tank gun. Now, I got the idea of this from a photograph a fellow modeller supplied to me of a gun in use down a little Normandy country lane, and I think I've pretty much perfected it. Extremely happy about how this has come out, particularly the tree, which is from a company called Mark 35. You get a resin tree stump with that, which is beautifully crafted, as you can see there, and sculpted with all the nodules of the wood. And then basically what you do, once you've painted it up, etc., you then basically drill holes in the ends of the stumps and then add your foliage and paint it. Well, I painted it beforehand, to be honest with you guys, before I glued it in. Now, admittedly, from the last update, you saw there was a bit of a glue run, which looked like a bird had crapped on it. Well, you can see I've rectified it, touched it all up, and it's looking a-okay again. I used the same basis as I did with the Tiger IO, which was basically I put a mast off the edge of the frame, which was from an old pound shop, and then basically put some non-crack polyfiller inside. I was going to use the what's the stuff Mike uses, the old celluclay, but apparently when that's drying, you got the smell of somebody being sick, and I don't think that would have gone down well in the house, mate. So hence why I use the polyfiller. So yeah, and then just basically put down for the road the Woodland Scenics medium ballast, which you can see here, so for that rough road texture sort of effect. And once that was done, I outlined the edge where the hedges were going and their path with the relevant colours, which was to me a buff and then olive green either side. And then after I'd done that, I just basically put down Woodland Scenics flock for the hedges and put the tree in place, and then obviously painted it all up, added the more gamer flowers and grass tufts either side to give it that authentic look of countryside, and obviously because it's in sort of July, August 1944, and that's basically where it's got, you know, so it's come up extremely well. I mean, the only thing I've got to do now is get the gun finished and the crew painted and weathered up, put them in place, and then you'll have a final reveal video done on this as well. So basically that's where we are as regards me builds. I'm going to start on another Shelf Queen, which has been sitting around for ages, and I've been meaning to get it done. I thought, right, get this out of the way and then you can get on with your projects for the year. And that's going to be, if I move this stuff, what was going to be my entry into Warren Blanche Tribute Buddy Build the other year, and I never got it finished. It just sat on the side because obviously other projects come along and I didn't get it done. So I'm going to get my mitts back on this and work through that, possibly in stages throughout the year. So that's basically what we're going to do. Unfortunately, the V1 that I had with it got broken, but I've managed to get a replacement in so I can get this finished, because it's been sitting like this, sadly, on the side for the best part of nearly 18 months. And it's been bugging me, and I just wanted to get it done and out of the way. So once that gun dio's done, this is what I'm going to get cracking on again. It is big. Biggest I've probably done in ages. I mean, this was from a sort of 3D cut wood kit that you can put with the Tamiya V1. I might have to add some little bits of ribbing down the sides of the launch rail, which I'll probably use plastic card for. And then it's going to be a case of putting some plaster bandage over the side of the banks here, and then putting some polyfiller again over it after that and smoothing it down, then prime it, paint out the colours, and it's going to be an interesting job, particularly with this ramp, to try and mask it off, and then it'll just be all the groundwork, trees, etc. And then the final process of it is actually building and painting V1 and adding it to it. So there you go. So basically, guys, oops, I just knocked that over, sorry. That's where we're at as regards me projects and everything else. So I'll probably do another Stu's Back of the Bench around about March. Just thought I'd get this one in, as it were. So there you go. Anyway, keep all your good builds out there. Seeing some great builds on YouTube, although I haven't had much time to sit down and catch up with you guys, so I'll keep getting them around about 2 weeks behind. But hey, there you go. That's life for you. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.